children, today let's start with chapter number 8, New Kings and Kingdoms. So in this chapter, I will tell you about Rajputs, Turkish invasion, Gujar Pratihars, case studies बताऊँ चोलास पे. Right? So let's start with the chapter now. So after the death of Harsha, India remained politically weak. So the country was divided into small kingdoms, and the small Rajput kingdoms like Pratihars, Gujra, they were trying to establish their supremacy and they were always at war. ये हमेशा लड़ाई के मूड में रहते हैं. Right? There were many wars among the regional kingdoms, both North and South India. जिससे क्या हुआ, धीरे धीरे frequently rise हुआ और fell हुआ of kingdoms. If we talk about North India, their early medieval wars were often fought for control over strategic reasons, जैसे fertile tract, important trade routes reason और coastal area. So for the 9th or 13th century, three powers, Palas, बंगाल के, गुज्जर प्रतिहार्स वेस्टर्न इंडिया के, राजपूतास नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न डेक्कन के, they completed the control over Kannauj, and this was because Kannauj was situated in the heart of गंगा plain. Right? The tripartite struggle हुआ जिसमें आपके तीनों पावर जो थे लड़ाई करी and they weakened there all the three contestants. Now Rajput, it emerged during 7th and 18th century, especially जो राजपूत थे वो warrior clan को belong करते थे. Which clan? वॉरियर क्लैन. जो उनकी पावर थी वो प्रेजेंट डे इंडियन स्टेट में प्रोमिनेंट है, एंड वी कैन से दैट स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान रीजन एंड एरियाज ऑफ अक्रॉस द सेंट्रल पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. मतलब जो 9th और 11th सेंचुरी के बीच की जो बात है, द राजपूत ग्रेट प्रोमिनेंस इन द रीजन, उनको प्रोमिनेंस मिला एंड दे कुड फर्मली अगेंस्ट द ट्रूप ऑफ मुगल एम्पायर. सो देयर टेरिटरीज वर मोस्टली लिमिटेड टू द प्रेजेंट डे इंडियन स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान एंड गुजरात. आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ हर्षवर्धन, जब हर्षवर्धन की डेथ हो जाती है, सो व्हाट हैपेंड, नॉर्थ इंडिया ब्रोक. नॉर्थ इंडिया को छोटे 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 स्मॉल किंगडम में तोड़ दिया, और उनको कौन रूल करता था? राजपूत रूल करते थे. राइट? देन वी हैव गुजर प्रतिहार्स. दे वर द रूलर ऑफ अवंती. अवंती के रूलर्स थे और कुछ पार्ट्स ऑफ राजस्थान. एंड राजभोजा वाज द ग्रेटेस्ट रूलर ऑफ दिस डायनेस्टी. इन्होंने क्या करा? कन्नौज को कॉन्वर्ट करा, उसको अपनी कैपिटल बनाया. He ruled over a vast empire stretching from Kashmir to Narmada, from Kathiawar to Bihar. So what happened? He had a great interest. उनका इंटरेस्ट था लिटरेचर में. He himself was a great warrior and follower of Vishnu. He had built many beautiful temples of Kannauj. Pratihars were the defeated by Rajput. Pratihars किससे defeated थे? आपके Rajputas in 1960. Now Chahamas of Chauhan, they established kingdom in 8th century and they belong, ये आपके अग्नि कुला को बिलोंग करते थे. कौन से कुल को? अग्नि कुल. Then we have Sisodias, ruled in Mewar, one of the most important kingdom of Rajput. चित्तौड़ इनकी कैपिटल थी. अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने अटैक करा चित्तौड़ को और कैप्चर्ड करा फोर्ट को, बट अनदर राजपूत चीफ रिकवर्ड चित्तौड़ फ्रॉम द हैंड्स एंड एस्टैब्लिश्ड द रूल ऑफ सिसोदिया. और जो महाराणा प्रताप थे, मोस्ट पावरफुल एंड द फेमस रूलर था मेवाड़. So we have Pala dynasty, which is dominated in eastern India till the middle of 19th century. From middle of 18th to 19th century, that is for about 100 years, Pala rulers control eastern India, Bihar and Bengal. और ये कहा भी जाता था कि जो नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी थी, which was famous all over the Asia, was revived by the Pala ruler named Dharmpala, and he also founded his famous Vikramshila University on the bank of Ganga in Magadh. Then we have Solankis, which established their rule over present-day Indian state of Gujarat between 1945 to 1297, right? And they came into province during the reign of Maluraj. Famous temple of Somnath was looted under their rule. And what happened? The reason of King Bhima first ruled the capital, which is situated at Anilwar. Then we have Tomar, founded the city of Delhi, and later the Chauhan annexed their territories. Then we have Chandelas, was the ruler of land between Yamuna and Narmada river. Khajuraho was the capital of Chandela ruler. It was many beautiful temples built by the Chandelas. ठीक है? कीर्तिवर्मन was the most powerful ruler. जो सबसे powerful ruler था वो कौन था? कीर्तिवर्मन. Then we have Turkish invasion. We have Muhammad Ghaznavi. Turks belong to the Central Asia, one of the most powerful and outstanding Turkish ruler. Right? He was Muhammad Ghaznavi. He was an ambitious person and wanted to establish powerful empire. ये चाहते थे सेंट्रल एशिया में पावरफुल एम्पायर बिल्ड करना. He heard of the immense wealth of the Indian temple. He invaded India 17 times in 1001. What he did? he attacked and defeated its ruler Jaipal. He plundered the famous Somnath temple in Gujarat and took immense wealth, jewelry and precious stone. The temple was reconstructed after India and got her freedom in 1947. Then we have Muhammad Ghori was an ambitious ruler, wanted to expand the empire. He decided to invade not just for its wealth but also to build an empire. So in 1175 मोहम्मद गौरी ने क्या करा, मुल्तान को अटैक करा, उसको कॉन्कर करा. फिर 1708 में he received a temporary setback and he was defeated by the ruler of Gujarat. Soon he realized that Punjab could be good base for further conquest. आपको अगर आगे लड़ाई करनी है तो पंजाब क्या होगा, एक अच्छा बेस होगा हमारे लिए. So what he did, जो राजपूत रूलर थे neighboring kingdoms of Delhi and Ajmer, पृथ्वीराज चौहान prepared to face him. पृथ्वीराज चौहान ने कहा कि मैं इनको फेस करूंगा. Now Prithviraj Chauhan, he was a greater ruler of this dynasty. Chand Bardai was his court poet, defeated Muhammad Ghori for his first battle of Tari. Right? कब हुआ था battle of Tari? 1191. Deeds of his bravery is described by Chand Bardai in his famous book Prithviraj Rasu. Right? So what happened? Reason behind the Turks submission, Rajput ruler were brave and they were defeated by Turks. Reason क्या थे? पहले के जो राजपूत थे they were not united. They fought against them. So उन्होंने अपने आप ही आपस में लड़ाई करना स्टार्ट किया. They followed traditional modes of warfare. They fought on elephants with Turks, and what they used horses which were faster, and their army was better equipped and they had better planning and strategy. उनके क्या थे? Better planning थी, strategies थी, and the Rajput rulers were concerned on their own kingdoms and they had never kept a vigil on the country's border. जो आपके टर्क शोल्डर थे, they fought for a cause. They knew that their victory would bring them fortune as well as religious reorganization. The Rajput did not have an outstanding leader who could unite them and inspire them to fight against the invader. Then we have peninsular India, northern India, peninsular India जो था, वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे किंगडम कॉन्स्टेंटली जो थे वो आपस में लड़ रहे थे. जो आपका नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न डेक्कन वाला पार्ट है, ठीक है, जो राजपूतास थे, मार्केट रोज टू प्रोविंस अंडर डंकी दुर्गा इन 18th century by overthrowing the rule of Cholukyas of Vatapi. जो चौलक्यास थे वेंगी के, they ruled the northeastern Deccan kingdoms of Cholas, Tanjore, Pandyas of Madurai and Cheras of Kerala and laid further south. So Pallava kingdom weakened by the end of 9th century. Rajputas overthrown in 10th centuries by Cholukyas of Kalyani. Later, after the decline of the later Cholukyas in 12th century, their territories were taken over by Dwarsamundra. Then we have Rajputas. They rose to power in 18th century under Danti Durga and he and his successor, जिनका नाम था कृष्ण फर्स्ट. He consolidated Rajputa rule in the region present day Maharashtra, Malkhed near modern Solapur in Maharashtra, जो उसकी कैपिटल सिटी. राजपूता ने किसके साथ लड़ाई करी? पालास और गुज्जर प्रतिहार के साथ नॉर्थ में. अगर हम साउथ की बात करें तो पल्लवास के साथ उसका पांड्यास के चोलास के साथ क्लैश हुआ और जो कंटिन्यूअसली क्या हुआ था, उसने राजपूता जो थे वो वीकर होते, उनकी पावर कम होती जा रही. राजपूता किंग्स वर patterns of art and architecture and literature. The famous Kailash temple at Ellora, rock cut elephant cave, they were carved during this design of Rajputa. The ruler also encouraged the growth of regional language, especially Kannada. The other prominent rulers of Deccan are Cholukyas of Vengi, who ruled over northeastern Deccan, Pallavas of Kanchipuram, जो साउथ ईस्टर्न डेक्कन और किंगडम ऑफ चोलास ऑफ तंजौर, पांड्यास ऑफ मदुराई एंड चेरास ऑफ केरला, दे वर लाइंग फर्दर साउथ. सो राष्ट्रकूटास, पालास एंड पत्रिहार्स दे एंगेज इन द, ये तीनों क्या थे, एक ट्रिपाइट स्ट्रगल जो कन्नौज मॉरिशस में एंगेज थे. Now we have other kingdoms like we have Cholukyas of Kalyani. Cholukyas of Kalyani were known as the later Cholukyas or the Western Cholukyas. The greatest ruler was Vikramanka. He and his successor built many temples at Ahol, Badami and Pataka. Right? Then we have Kakatyas of Wrangle. So Kakatyas ruled in the 12th and 13th century. Their kingdom lay between the Godavari and Krishna river. So Marco Polo tells that Kakatya rulers were followers of Shaivism. Jainism and Vaishnavism were flourished at that time. Then we have South India, जिसमें आपके पल्लवास थे. They ruled the part of modern Seman Pradesh, modern आंध्र प्रदेश, तेलंगाना, कर्नाटका, तमिलनाडु, और जिनकी कैपिटल थी वो कांचीपुरम थी, एंड दे हैड गुड ट्रेड रिलेशन विद साउथ ईस्ट एशियन चाइना, एंड फ्रीक्वेंट वॉर्स जो था चालुक्यास और नेबरिंग पावर ने उनको क्या करा, वीक कर दिया। पांड्यंस रूल्स अराउंड द प्रेजेंट मदुराई कैपिटल, इंपॉर्टेंट सेंटर। मार्को पोलो विजिटेड पांड्या किंगडम एंड उन्होंने डिटेल्ड अकाउंट छोड़ के गए, एंड द किंगडम डिक्लाइन इन द 14th सेंचुरी। 14th सेंचुरी में क्या हुआ, जिनका किंगडम था वो डिक्लाइन हो गया। अब हम केस स्टडी की बात करते हैं चोलास पे। चोलास जो थी मोस्ट एंशिएंट रूलिंग डायनेस्टी थी साउथ इंडिया की जो सबसे एंशिएंट रूलिंग डायनेस्टी थी वो चोलास। मेंशन ऑफ चोलास किंग आर फाउंड इन एडिक्ट्स ऑफ अशोका एंड ट्रैवल अकाउंट्स ऑफ मेगास्थनीज। ड्यूरिंग द 11th century they were most important kingdoms in the south। ये सबसे important इनके kingdoms थे साउथ में। एंड चोला किंग्स वर द रूलर्स ऑफ तमिलनाडु। कहाँ के रूलर्स थे, तमिलनाडु के। दे इंक्रीज देयर पावर एंड एक्सपेंड देयर रूल ओवर तमिलनाडु, आंध्र प्रदेश और कलिंगा के कुछ पार्ट्स में, कुर्ग, कर्नाटका एंड नॉर्थ पार्ट ऑफ श्रीलंका। द फाउंडर ऑफ चोला डायनेस्टी वाज विजयालय। ही वाज अ chieftain of the Pallavas। In about 850 CE he broke away from them and he conquered Tanjore and established his capital, and he defeated Pandyas and assumed the title of, कौन सा टाइटल मिला इन्हें, मदुराई कौन, दवन, कॉन्कर ऑफ मदुराई। बट हिज सन आदित्य वाज द रियल आर्किटेक्चर। जो रियल आर्किटेक्चर था आपको चोला डायनेस्टी का, वो इनका बेटा था जिसका नाम था आदित्य, राइट। राजा चोला जो 1985 से 1016 CE तक में रूल करते हैं, इनको हम राजा 1 भी कहते हैं, वाज अ ब्रिलियंट commander। He defeated the Pandyas and Cheras and built strong navy to control the trade. The Chola fleet captured parts of Ceylon, right, and your Maldives island. Rajendra Chola, after the death of Raja, his son Rajendra succeeded him, and he proved that he was even greater than his illustrious father. He completed conquest of Sri Lanka that his father began. He marched across Kalinga and defeated the rule of Bengal after crossing the river Ganga. His army even reached Myanmar. They hailed him as Gangaikonda or conqueror of Ganga. He laid foundation of new city जिसका नाम था Gangaikonda. Chola Navy. The Chola Navy was strong and powerful. Rajendra Chola sent a naval expedition to Malacca Strait against the ruler of Srivijay in 1025 CE, or Srivijay Empire of Malaya, Java and Sumatra was powerful and controlled the sea routes from India. Now Chola administration. So we can say central government. The king was the head of the administration. He issued oral order which was carefully written down in palm leaf, right? और कौन लिखता था, स्पेशल ऑफिसर। The king commanded the armed forces which consisted of infantry, cavalry, elephants and powerful navy, and he was assisted by the council of ministers। कौन असिस्ट करता था, council of ministers। Division of administration. The capital of Chola kingdom was Tanjore, which was later shifted to Kanchipuram. और जो kingdom था, it was divided into province called mandalams. Each mandalam was divided into number of valandus, and valandu consisted of many districts. Chola king had a council of ministers. जो special officers थे उनको appoint करा गया to look after the various branches of administration. If we talk about village administration, so the Chola were known for their system of local self-government, which is described in some inscription, right? Which is of three types: Ur, Sabha, or Nagar. Ur was village assembly of all the class of people who owned land with the village. और Sabha क्या थे, ब्राह्मण assembly थी, and the assembly of an area of inhabited traders. इसको क्या कहते थे हम, नागरम। Economic condition की हम बात करें, so the economic condition of kingdom as well as common people was sound. Agriculture main occupation थी, proper arrangement of irrigation agriculture thrived, wealth landowner paid taxes to the officers, right? So there were no fear of thieves, robbers on the roads and traders much moved freely. Commercial relation जो थे वो develop हो रहे थे between many countries, and there was prosperous trade with southeast countries. Trader and merchant, they both enjoyed high status in the society. Next is sources of revenue. In Chola administration, revenue on land and the producer of land and taxes of trade were of two main. The villager assembly entrusted with the job of collection of taxes. Out of revenue collected, huge sum was spent on public welfare services like construction of irrigation canal, tanks, dams, ponds, Salaries of the officers and army were paid from the state treasury. Many excellent temples were also built during this period. अब रोल क्या था टेम्पल का? जो चोलास टेम्पल थे they were not merely places of worship. Brahman priests imparted education in Sanskrit, and we can say that temple gave employment to large number of people, including चाहे वो priest हो, चाहे वो आपके garlanders हो, musician हो, dancers हो, cook हो, and Carnatic music and the classical dance from Bharatanatyam. It's developed in the temples and devotional art. Now Raths and Show Temple of Mahabalipuram. Two forms of temples were the foundation of South Rock. The famous Raths of Mahabalipuram were built by Narasimha Ram first. Right? It was distance from So temple. It was built by Narasimha Ram second. Bricks and mortar was used to build this temple. Now Bridheshwara temple जो आपका तंजौर में था. The famous temple जो आपको Lord Shiva से dedicated था. Famous Chola ruler Raja Raj in 1011, probably the biggest temple in South India. Pyramidal tower of the temple rises and it comprises of 61 meter in 13 successive stories. Right? So we can say the central shrine of the temple is built on single block of stone and seams, and ordinary mortals are carved out on the walls. Right? This is all about in this chapter. Now let's move to the exercise now. Pick the correct option. Now first is the dash rose to the power in 18th century under Ganti Durga Rajputas. चौहान established their kingdom. कब establish करा था? 8th century में. Now let's start with pick the correct option. The dash rose to power in 8th century under Ganti Durga. तो आपके कौन थे? Rajputs. चौहान established their kingdom in the dash century 6th century. The dash were the ruler of Avanti. कौन थे? गुज्जर प्रतिहार्स. The dash ruled in Mewar. Rajbhoj. The famous Somnath temple was plundered by Muhammad Ghaznavi. The assembly of merchants. क्या कहते हैं हम? सभा. Now let's move to the fill in the blanks. The capital of Chola kingdom. The capital of Chola kingdom was at Tanjore. The Chalukyas of Kalyani were also known as dash of Chalukya. Western Chalukya. Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori did not stop at this, and in 1194 he defeated Raja Jaichand in the Battle of Tarain. The dash ruled over the region of Kannauj, Pala. Dash was the first Chola ruler, Vijayalaya. Dash and dash wrote in Kannada, Pamma. Pampa and Ramana. They both wrote in Kannada. Next is write T for true and F for false. Muhammad Ghori attacked on Delhi. It's true. Next is Chittor was the capital of Mewar. It's true. The Pala dynasty which dominated Western India till the middle of the 19th century. It's true. The Rajput kingdom emerged in India during 9th century AD. It's true. After the death of Harsha, India remained politically weak. Yes, it's true. Rajendra Chola resigned was called Golden Age of Chola. Now, match the following. Gujjar Pratihar, Western Deccan, Chand Bardai, Prithviraj Raso. Right, then we have Rashtrakutas, Gujarat and Rajasthan, Palas, Bengal, Rajaraj, Tamil Nadu, and Chamas is Chauhan. नाउ आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन. व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट शाहमाज ऑफ चौहान के बारे में लिखना है. चोला स्ट्रक्चर के व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट चोला एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था, वो भी आपका लिखना. डिस्क्राइब राजपूत रूल इन मेडिवल इंडिया. राजपूत का रूल कैसा था मैडम. राइट द केस स्टडी ऑफ चोला. शॉर्ट नोट लिखना है आपको. रिलीजन किंगडम ऑफ द डेक्कन. डिस्क्राइब पाला डायनेस्टी हु वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ राष्ट्रकूटास एंड व्हाट वर द एक्टिविटीज व्हिच वर एसोसिएटेड विद चोला टेम्पल्स एंड डिस्क्राइब सोर टेम्पल. राइट. This is all about in this chapter. Hope you understood. We have done with the exercise. Now let's meet in the next class. Thank you.